So, lovelies, are you ready to pick my January TBR? Let's do this. Hi, my name is Hannah, and in today's video, as you've seen by the title, we're letting my TBR jar pick my January reads. And I was honestly considering not doing this for January, mostly because we're now in January. That's never stopped me before. But also, I am just not sure where I'm at. I'm in like a really strange phase of what do I want to read, what am I doing? I'm just feeling very sort of indecisive, you could say, and this is the best way to solve that. I find that not having a TBR actually makes it harder for me to decide what to read, considering I have almost 60 books to pick from. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pick 8 books that I want to read off of my physical TBR only. No Kindle reads this month. I am focusing on getting my TBR down. And if I can pick 8 books and actually read them, that's a really wonderful start to the year, isn't it? So let's get into this. Let's pick 8 books from my physical TBR to read in January. So many of the prompts in here have literally never seen the light of day. There's 40 prompts, I think, and the amount of times that I pick the same ones. So I'm hoping for something a little bit different this time, but let's see what we get. Opening up the first one. Okay, this here, you're not going to be able to see it because my camera loves my face, but this says spin a colour wheel. So where's my phone? I can't be bothered to screenshot it, so I am just going to show you guys, and we're going to spin the wheel. Purple. Okay. I kind of feel good about that. The first book that comes to mind is The Raven Scholar. You could say that this is not very purple. You could say that. But the original cover is purple. Oh, it's stunning. I am literally obsessed with this. The first person that I saw read this book was Freya, and she was like, oh my god, why are more people not talking about this book? Let me actually just show you. Even the map has like a foiled purple edge. It is literally beautiful. I'm obsessed with this book right now, and I've not even read it. She's a little bit chunky with her black sprayed edge. Let's see how many pages we have. 640 pages in this book. I know what you're saying. This is not very purple, it's very black. But the original cover is purple. It has purple foiling, so this is an option. I'm not saying I'm going to choose it. I will have a little peruse, but this is definitely an option. Something else that isn't entirely purple, but it definitely has purple on it, is Project Hail Mary. To me, that's got enough purple in it to count, right? I really want to read this. I've been to the cinema twice in the past couple of weeks, and they keep showing the trailer, and I've been told that it has like huge spoilers, so you should see me in the cinema. I'm literally like that. Like, I just do not want any spoilers, so I need to read this. This feels like it has a little bit of a time crunch. I'm just not 100% sure that you could say that this is purple. I'm going to put that down as an option. Let's have a look. What else do we have? The only other book that I think I could argue that this might fit is Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, because of all of this like purple around the edges, but honestly it's kind of giving more pink. Let's have a look. Is there anything on... Oh, that's very gold. Look at that. She's beautiful. I'm literally obsessed with hardbacks, and I'm just falling for all this mass consumerism at the minute. I haven't heard the best things about this book, but it is quite a bit shorter than the other ones. I'm just not sure which one to go for. So it could be Alchemy of Secrets. We have Project Hail Mary, which feels like the biggest cheat, to be honest. And then we have The Raven Scholar. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Alchemy of Secrets, because to me, at least from far away, this one seems like it fits the prompt the best, and the others, like, I feel like I'm just trying to twist them into being what I want them to be. So thank you to the colour wheel for picking a purple book for us. We're going to go for Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. Let's get prompt number 2. I'm going right down to the bottom, I think. This one. I've got this one. I actually foiled some prompts for my birthday this year. Ooh, funky. Okay, so this says an academic or school setting. Let's have a look. So I know that To Cage a Wild Bird is set in a prison, and I feel like we just need to get it out of the way. So The Raven Scholar, I'm going to just take a wild guess that this is in fact set in an academy. After 24 years on the throne, it's time for Burstyn the Brusque, Emperor of Oran, to bring his reign to an end. In the dizzying heat of midsummer, 7 contenders will compete to replace it. Trained at rival monasteries, each contender is inspired by a sacred animal: fox, raven, tiger, ox, bear, monkey and hound. An 8th, the dragon proxy, will be revealed once the trials have begun. 8 exceptional warriors, thinkers, strategists, the best of the best. It's definitely giving trials. Do we think that this counts? I think it does. It's the scholar that's got me. And I think that for the sake of, you know, moving on, I'm going to choose this because I will be reading it in January. And that is just that. I can't read all of the hardback, can I? I will try my best. But for our second read, in an academic or school setting, we're going to go with The Raven Scholar, and this is by Antonia Hodgson. I'm so excited. God, I tried really hard to stay away from that then, didn't I? I can't help it. I just really want to read it. I've heard amazing things. Right, okay. We've got another one. What does this one say? A standalone. Okay, wonderful. This is kind of good because I don't know. I know that The Raven Scholar is a series. I'm not sure about Alchemy of Secrets. All I know is that it was Stephanie Garber's adult debut. I could really do with not starting any more series because that's one of my other goals in 2026. I really want to, you know, commit to series and read what's out. But anyway, let's have a look at what we could choose. I've chosen 2 options and they're very different, but it's definitely hard to look through all of this and find standalones because even a lot of my romance books are interconnected series. The first that I have was a gift from my sister this Christmas, and it is The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. She told me that this is quite cozy, sort of like pressure free, easy to read, and I think that that could be perfect, actually. That sounds perfect. Like, that sounds like something that I want to read right now. So this is definitely an option because she bought it for me because she thinks I'm going to like it, and she said that it's a good time, and that just sounds wonderful. The second book that I've chosen as a contender is Funny Story by Emily Henry, because why haven't I read this yet? I predict that this will be a very high 4-star, if not a 5-star read for me, so I think that's kind of why I'm putting it off. I also hate the UK covers. I absolutely hate them. I wish that we had the funky American ones, but we don't. We're stuck with this, and I hate it. I do really want to read it, and of course it is a standalone because it is a romance. So these are the 2 options that we have, and looking at what we have right now, we have 2 fantasies, and The House of the in the, you know what I'm saying. That second book on the back's not a sequel, is it? I'm not sure. Anyway, based on the fact that I currently have 2 fantasies on my list, I'm gonna pick Funny Story. This feels like a commitment just because I've been saying I'm gonna read this for a really long time and I still haven't done it. So go me for committing to this in January. I saw someone say that if there's ever a month that we're gonna do what we say we're gonna do, it's gonna be January. So let's go. Funny Story. We're on to prompt number 4, so this will be halfway. This one just appears to be caught in my fingers, so we're gonna do it. What does this one say? Oh, it was upside down, I'm so sorry. A book you've been meaning to get to. I have a book that comes to mind straight away when I read this, so I feel like, well, there's definitely a couple. Yeah, we have 3 options. All 3 of these books I have been wanting to read. The first one that we have is Mile High. I had this on my 25 to read in 2025, and I didn't get to it, but I have used one of my Everand credits to get the audiobook for this. So it's a really great option because I don't even have to read it if I don't want to. I could just listen to it. So I have everything on my side right now to be picking this book because I've been meaning to read it. I've been meaning to get to it and I just haven't done that yet. So this is option number 1. Option number 2, I'm actually sick of saying that I want to read this series. It is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. But of course I do have another book by Stephanie Garber on this list so far. So we're going to put this one back, but it definitely fits the prompt. The next book that I've definitely been meaning to get to, and I'm really excited to read this series. I just haven't quite got there yet. and that is Malice by John Gwynne. I consider this to be kind of like epic fantasy, like high fantasy, you could say. And I kind of view the Raven Scholar in the same way, as in it's kind of not like romantasy. Basically, it's not considered romantasy, the Raven Scholar, that is. And that makes me a little bit scared to put this on the TBR for January as well, because what are the chances that I'm going to be reading both of these and have the brain capacity to do that? I'm not 100% sure if I have that in me, but I do really want to read this. Am I trying to talk myself out of it? I think I'm right in that both of those will take some brain power. So I think I'm finally going to put Mile High on the TBR. So we're going to be reading this in January, which is a book that I've definitely been meaning to get to. So as it stands, we have 2 romance and 2 fantasy / romantasy. So we could truly go anywhere from here. Oh my God, is it ripped? Oh, I can read through this, and I don't think I'm going to be able to hold it up for you guys to see. A book on your 25 books to read in 2025. Okay, so the good news is I've actually already chosen 2 books that were on that list. I've chosen Funny Story and Mile High, so go me. In terms of other books that were on that list, we have Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, A Tribute of Fire by Soraya Wilson, The Ministry of Time by Callie-Ann Bradley. To be honest, I think a lot of the books that were on that list, I either haven't owned, like I didn't purchase them at all, or I have already read them. I did really well, actually, with that list, so go me. But which one would we like to choose? So A Tribute of Fire, I've definitely been putting off. Once Upon a Broken Heart, I just haven't been in the mood for. And then The Ministry of Time, I did actually try to read and failed. I wasn't quite in the mood for it. But looking at what we have here, I think The Ministry of Time might be a good addition. And considering I've tried to read it once, if I try to read it again and I really don't want to, then I can just unhaul it and get rid of it. And then at least, you know, I've tried. Oh, it was upside down. So The Ministry of Time by Callie-Ann Bradley. I'm going to pick this book for something that was on my 25 books to read in 2025. 5 books down, 3 to go. I'm so excited. I want to get reading. Okay, you. It's you. You are chosen. Let's have a look. What does this say? Something you wanted to unhaul. I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that at all. So right here that you can't see, there's probably about 40 books here that I am unhauling. I am doing it. And the reason that I'm unhauling them is because I don't want to read them, or I have read them and I didn't love them, so they're going. So let's have a little look. Is there anything on here that I've considered unhauling? I've picked my book, and to be honest, this is my most honest answer, because when I was originally going through books that I wanted to unhaul, I was going through my read books and I hadn't quite got to this yet. And then I was in bed and I was thinking about the books that are on my TBR, and I'm thinking, am I going to read them? Like, am I going to do it? And the main book that was on my mind when I thought about that was this book, and this is Retrograde by Emily Carter. And the reason why I bought this book, which, like, it was a bargain, by the way, it cost me £1 when the works were doing a sale. The reason why I bought it in the first place is because I haven't ever read an F1 romance, and there's a TikTok creator actually who loves F1, and she loves F1 romance. I will pop her up on the screen here, and she's gone through loads of like her favourite F1 romances, and this has never been on the list. So you could say that I don't have high hopes for it, but who knows, maybe I will really enjoy it. Maybe in the midst of all of this, I will want something mindless. So it kind of seems like the right time to try reading it. So for a book that I have considered unhauling, we're going to choose Retrograde by Emily Carter. Usually at this point, I look at my list of books and I'm like, what have I been wanting to read and I've not chosen yet? But I don't really feel like that right now. Like, truly and like purely my only intent right now is to read my physical TBR. Yeah, that's what I want to do. So let me show you this. Hyped on TikTok. Okay. You see, I am not on bookish TikTok right now. I am on colouring TikTok, if I'm going to be really honest. So I'm not 100% sure what is hyped right now on TikTok. I'm actually going to draw again because I genuinely don't know. Like, if that said booktube, fine, I would have been able to pick something straight away, but you know that it not always the same books do the rounds on BookTok versus BookTube. So let's have a look at this one. These are ones that are really hard to hold up. A book that matches your outfit. Okay, I'm wearing browns, greens and oranges. This is the first one that comes to me, and I know it's very red, but it's kind of just like the beige and like this. Am I losing it? Does this not match whatsoever? I truly think that this might be the one that matches the most. So what else could I go for? Like, this one has too much pink on it, even though it's got like the creamy beige as well. I think these two are probably the closest that we're going to get. And I think One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake is probably the one that's closest to my outfit. Now, this is another book that I have started to read, and can we just, with like the flop on this? It is beautiful. But I'm at a point in this book. There's also some artwork in this. Let me show you. I'm at the point in this book where I don't know if this story specifically is for me, because it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling from what I'm aware of, and I don't really have an interest in that, but I am interested in Olivia Blake as an author. So I picked this up sort of like when I had the opportunity to do so for a really good price. So yeah, I'm thinking this should probably be the one that we choose. And similar to Retrograde, this might be an opportunity for me to unhaul something that I just don't like. So if it's not for me, that's absolutely fine. Somebody else will absolutely love this. So this is the book that we're going to choose for a book that matches my outfit, which I'm going to be honest, it doesn't really, but I don't know what else to tell you. It's time for the final prompt. Okay, we've got something that is foiled. Is that the way around? Yeah. Read a book with mythical creatures. Okay, I think I'm going to have a look around because I'm not sure. So that was more difficult than I expected it would be, because I'm actually not sure which of these books have mythical creatures, because you can read a fantasy romance book that doesn't necessarily have mythical creatures. And the only one that I'm like 100% sure does is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, because I know that this has a gargoyle in it that is apparently extremely humorous. So this is like 100% I know that this fits the prompt. Now, there is a couple of books that I'm thinking I could read that would help me to continue series, such as the next book in the Compelling Fate saga, or the second book in the Legendborn saga. Is it a saga? I'm also pretty sure I'm getting The Rebel Witch in the post at some point this month, because it comes out in paperback. So those books could probably fit the prompt, but as of right now, they're not on my physical TBR, because that's what we're focusing on this month. I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick The Night and the Moth, because this is also quite short for a fantasy book. I think it's around 400-ish pages. Yeah, it's less than 400 pages, 380. And I'm so happy with this selection that I don't really care what my last book is, because I'm just so... yeah, I'm so happy with it. And I did put this in my December TBR, but December was so bloody busy. We're going to pick this for my final book, and this is a book with mythical creatures. This is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. So there we have the 8 books I'm hoping to read in January. These are heavy. So let's do a quick roundup of the books that we've chosen. So we have The Raven Scholar. This is by Antonia Hodgson. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber. One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. Retrograde by Emily Carter. Mile High by Liz Tomford. Funny Story by Emily Henry. And The Ministry of Time by Kellyanne Bradley. Thank you so much for watching this video. Even though we are late into January, thank you for tuning in, and let me know what you're planning to read in January. Let me know if there's anything here on my TBR that you can see that you'd really like to watch me read, or if any of these books you want to see in a reading vlog. You guys just let me know. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.